Hello, everybody. It's Justin. Oh man. I don't think he ever gets tired of being a weirdo. It's just fun all for the full click. Fun for the full click. Okay. Hello, everybody. It's Justin. I don't think he ever gets tired of being a weirdo. For the full click. I don't think he ever gets tired of being a weirdo. It's just fun all for the full click. Fun for the full click. Alright, let's turn you down some. There we go. Alright, so today I'm gonna be working on what do you call it? Gonna be working on brain fart. Drawing. Jeez. Or more coloring. More coloring for colored. Oh, more coloring the colored people. All right. I'm going to do the artist edition because it's more or less an art-centric kind of thing to do. Alright. Also, we'll be sending this on the Twitter sphere. Hashtag. The dev. Devs and okay, that's that. Also wanted to go to the Discord fever. That's always the wrong doggone mother clunuckin' thing, my bobbers, on the who's it what's. That made sense, that's why I said it. Yay, don't know what that means. Okay. And I think that'll be it. All right. Let's do this thing. Or thing, or however all the cool people pronounce it. we're gonna take. This guy. Oh yeah, the pastor. I forgot I meant to draw him. Whoops. No, I already had drawn. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. All right. So go down to the hood, and I'm going to get this hating mother cousin right here. Why are you hating? Because I'm good at it. So I always try to simplify my process as much as possible. Then that way I don't get like mentally and spiritually and whateverly overwhelmed by what it is that I'm doing. That works most of the time, but sometimes I haven't refined my process enough to actually, you know, not freak out and things like that. So just have to be careful about that. Let's see. Noticing the mouse right now, so not quite as accurate. It's kind of tough because what I gotta do is that I gotta pull out when I want to use my pen monitor. I have to like pull it out of the corner. You know, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So sometimes being lazy, I don't want to like go back over it, but it takes a lot less time. I didn't think I was gonna be doing this many illustrations like this, so I'm kind of doing the knucklehead way. But whatever. Oh, doggone it. My eyebrows got jacked up. Had the worst headache today. It was unbelievable. So I'm way behind on a bunch of other stuff that I gotta do. That's kind of disappointing. But not the end of the world by far. Shade in the eyes because he's used to mean mugging. We're going to add some highlights, have a nice overlay, give it a nice gloss. I'm glossy! Like that. Give a little bit of a bevel on that. Jitter on or something? No, I don't have jitter on. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe something going on with the mouse, I don't know. enough. Give him kind of a reddish eye. Because eyes aren't pure white, you know what I'm saying? They're either like a blue sometimes, if you're like super well rested. If you're not, they're gonna be kind of reddish, you know, so it just kind of depends. So I just keep those little things in mind. Make the lips a little bit darker. I'll give a nice contrast to the rest of his skin tone. We'll even do a little bit of this because he has bigger lips. Yeah. He's curling them because he's thugging. I want that thugging love. And teeth. I mean, it's bone, so it's not exactly white. Oh. And it's a blue shirt on. Bam. We'll put a rock in his ear. That probably shouldn't have been there because he's trying to get. Well, maybe. I'll put a nice blue stone in there. How about that? Some symbol of opulence because he's in the streets running from Jake. Hey. Like, he only comes out just to give you crap if you wear, like, a nice suit or whatever, something like that, so. Alright. Done? Oh crap. Oh no, it's fine. No, where did I save it in? Okay, that's just fine. Alright. finally got my printer to work, so I can scan directly to my stuff now. So before I had to like preload things from another computer in another room just to get them scanned, and then I had to put them in my cloud and then drag them over here. It was kind of a pain. Well, it wasn't a pain. It was just a little bit more laborious than it needed to be. And now I have a printer that actually works with the computer that I have. And I was kind of thinking the other day, I was like, who's gonna solve the printer problem? Like we're having discussions now, literally about robots taking our jobs. Like that is an active discussion going on right now, and we still haven't figured out printers and why they're just terrible. Isn't that weird? It's like, really? Printers. That's what's holding us up. Cause my thing is also this, is that I really think people in print don't want to hear this either. But I really think that it's just going to take one hardware invention to just completely like make printing from home in a professional way, in an affordable way. It's just one invention away. Just one invention away, and then like the game is over. There'll be no more need for like a lot of like Kinkos or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like this won't be a need for it anymore. It's just one invention away. I guarantee it. That's kind of the nature of progress. It's like, I know people who actually work in print, and I love them, and I want them to be okay, but at the same time too, I'm kind of like, please find another way to print, to make these printers actually function correctly, you know? Because it may not even be like the printers, just maybe like the software, just in terms of, you know, Microsoft updating their stuff, and then like, you need to update it through your, for Microsoft, I mean for Windows 10, and it's like, oh, well, now your printer doesn't work anymore. Thanks, update. Like, that's literally what happened to me. It's kind of vexing almost. It's like, man, what in the world? But I digress. Okay, we're done with this guy. This guy. And after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and shrink all the picture sizes so it can fit in the little boxes. I'll show you what I'm going to do. It's something I don't want to particularly think about because it's kind of a pain in the butt. But I'll let it happen that way because I got backed up, so never mind. Oh yeah, I forgot that I'm also streaming now on Twitch. So welcome Twitch people. You people. You people. I meant nice people, what are you talking about? I'm just like Griffith. I did nothing wrong. Alright, get these ears going. I guess I should kind of comment about what we're doing here if you're watching on Twitch. If you are watching on Twitch, actually, is there a shareable thing for Twitch? Nope, I guess it just pops up when it pops up. Whatever. I'm making a game called Black Simulator. It's a game where you simulate blackness. this is a goofy game where you just get to. It's a little mini game where you get to be like, you know, just have some perspective on being black in America. It's not gonna. It's not like, you know, a black sympathy simulator. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of is what it is, and that is all. Because I'm done with the whole black sympathy thing. I really am. It's not like I have like terminal cancer. You know what I'm saying? Please don't treat it as such. I just want to be made fun of and talked about and all the type of stuff that everyone else gets to, you know, be made fun of about and everything else. You know, like it's like equality. We like to think of it only as like positive, and that's not equal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get made fun of, you get beat up in school. I mean, that's real equality. Is that someone makes fun of you the way you look, the way you act, your culture or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? But you still have the same opportunities as they do. And as long as you get that, then that's the closest thing to equality I think you can come up with. Biases and things like that, you know, that's just a personal thing, and people are going to do that no matter what. Like, no matter what. So if you're liberal, then more than likely the conservatives have a bias against you, saying that, you know, you're a bleeding heart weirdo, and you're gonna play hacky sack in the car or something like that. Oh, my favorite hater, there he is. So he has been on me about Black Simulator. He said he won't actually play it. It's funny. Anyway, so that's just a bias that people are gonna have. They're gonna think that, you know, that you're everything that's negative about that particular group of people or whatever it is, you know, and there might be a bias on that, and vice versa, you know. So if you're a liberal and you see a conservative or a Republican or something like that, you know, then you might be thinking that, you know, oh, well, they're probably a little bit more racist, you know, a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that, you know. But that's just how people are, you know, because by and large, people actually don't think, you know. And that's kind of my criticism of even the guy who used to do more likely commenting on my post, is that I think he thinks that this is a Black Simulator game where, you know, gain sympathy for black people, it's just awful. It's not like that at all. Like, I just get crap for just wanting to be a normal human being, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to play either side. You know, there is such a thing as side in this whole thing, you know. I get crap from both sides, so I'm just like, you know, can I live? Can I friggin' live? But I think that he thinks that I'm trying to gain sympathy or something like that, you know, and I'm not. At the end of the day, I'm like, go out, make your money, do your thing. That's what my dad always said. So at the end of the day, Justin, get your money, and that's it. Which I don't think is true, but, you know, that's he's partly right. He's partly right. So, but that's just an example of, you know what I'm saying, just having kind of groupthink. So, like, for example, and so it could be a thing where, you know, I might be raging conservative, you know what I'm saying, in certain parts, you know, but raging liberal in other parts, you know. I get pretty liberal when it comes to the arts, you know. I'm pretty liberal. That could change. That could be different later on. I don't know. But as of right now, you know, I'm pretty out there in terms of the arts. Because I haven't seen a good argument on the conservative side. Like, so everyone's saying, you know, on the conservative side, somebody's saying that, you know, like, art has to be beautiful and it's only about beauty and things like that. And like, it's kind of subjective though. So, if I think, like, for example, what Jesus did was beautiful, right? I think that he took man where they were, sacrificed himself out of love, even though we didn't know a thing about who Christ really was, and like all these crazy things happen and everything, you know, and it's kind of like, well, do I, oh crap, do I just say that, you know, like him dying on the cross was not beautiful, even though it was like bloody and violent and things like that, you know? No, I find that very beautiful. That he's willing to go that, he was willing to go that far for us. You know, I think that's freaking extraordinary and really very beautiful. But it's a bloody cross, you know what I'm saying? It's bloody, and people were depicted the way that actually happened, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it almost looked like a doggone Marilyn Manson album cover, you know? Like, you know, it's horrible what happened to him. But so do I say that that is not art? You know? But now I'm no longer conservative. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's the stupidity of this groupthink thing. It's pitiful, I think. So that's just an example of that kind of just, I don't know. I don't even know what to call that. It's just silly, I think. Oh man, he's great. He sent me the Superman gif that says like, "Where's the joke? I don't understand." All right. But anyway, that's what the game is about. The game is just about, you know, just a day in the life, but like a true depiction of actually what it is, kind of. Because a lot of these things are actually drawn from my own experience, rather than some kind of, you know, fabrication or whatever it is. So, yeah, that's it. That is all. And even one I did one thing I did, I've done a prank, you know what I'm saying? I pranked one of my buddies one time, and I put this in the game. I'm not gonna tell you where. But I pranked one of my buddies one time, and sent him a text because he didn't have my number yet. So I sent him a text, you know, just saying something like totally just straight up racist, right? And so he's all hopped up and everything, you know, and so I'm trying to get him to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I get him just completely insane, and then I call him up, you know. It's like, I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna beat your behind, and blah 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 blah. So he's like, well, Evan, let's go. And so I call him. It's like, hey man, it's Justin, it's me. And he's like, oh my god, jerk chicken, what's up? This is Vic's Dream Corps. This is one of the dopest musicians that I've seen in a while. So he's working on a lot of projects and things like that, you know, and I love me some Vic's Dream Corps. This is IVR on YouTube right now. Hey Dave, do you see me on Twitter or Yeah, no, not Twitter. Jeez. On Twitch. That's it. Make sure I'm restreaming because I have no way of telling right now, because I don't want to eat the bandwidth and make the video look crappy. So that's the only reason why I'm asking. I just want to make sure that we live, baby. We live. is going on, Dave? I have missed you. We keep missing each other. Cause what's a game jam going on now? Or what's going on last week? Like I always miss the game jams, like every single time. I never know when there are. Never. No. Oops. I'm just messing up stuff all over the place right now. There we go. Can I look at my Twitch chat? I don't have easy access to Twitch. I just now realized that. Maybe I do. If I look at my cellular apparatus. Hold on just a second, guys. Trolling people back right now. Okay. It was last weekend. Okay, gotcha. I don't know how to. I don't have the restream chat program. I'm not cool like you are, Dave. I have no idea. I think it's. I know I don't have Twitch. Oh, I do have Twitch on here. Why do I have Twitch on my phone? Whatever. Friends, whispers. Live. Where is my thing at? Yep, I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, I see me here. I am the only viewer. Chat? Yep, I see nothing on my chat, so I've got nothing for you. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this right now. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I'll do that for next week. For next time. Cause I don't know what the fudge I'm doing. Okay. All right. Well, that was an experiment. Thank you, Dave. Okay. Did you end up making anything for the game jam though? It ain't too much to jam. It ain't too much. Ain't too much for me jam. I hated that song on the Michael Jackson Dangerous album. I hated that song. I was like, this song is corny. It's like, dear Mike, there are certain things that you are not. And one of the things that you are definitely 100% not, above many other things, is a tough guy. It does not work that way. Okay, let's see here. Made a kind of game. That's a new genre right there. We're breaking ground. Kind of games. Not finished. Kind of games are on the rage right now. It's like they're games, but they're not. They're actually a source of protein, but they're also games. So I'm not quite sure how he cracked the code on that one, but doggone it, he did it. My man. Woo! Oh. It's like if you take a yam and then you put some wires in there, and then the wires control through currents control the game. You know, that's the kind of game. It's food, it's protein, but and starches and carbs, but really at the end of the day it's a game. But is it? Okay, anyway. Justin's a real weirdo. I'm trying to find there are faces. Potato game. Yes, a potato game. We call it hot potato. That's HAWT. Hot potato. Oh, this is the best song ever. Yep, best song ever. and you're all welcome for it. Okay. What? Hey, you know that's the best song you've ever heard in your entire life. What are you talking about? Eat Cake Boy is dope. Whatever artist did that one, you know what I'm saying? Did the lyrics on that one was a genius. That's a mumble rap classic right there, son. What are you talking about? Oh man. Okay, I need to go here first. This is where it gets kind of tricky for me, is that I need to do the thing so I can Huyven gun the glaive. Image, oops, yeah, that's right. River Rip Classics! River Guys, River Rips! This is my dream come true with Bubba Rips! It's the maps of rubber! River Guys, mashed potatoes! Okay, I think... it's this guy that I need to put here. Right? So at this point in time, I just need to add more of the actual art. Which is what I'm doing now. Programs! I was going to tell you something that was funny that happened, Dave, but I forgot what it was. It just left me. Gosh, what was it? I can't remember what it was right now, but I'll remember. I'll remember eventually. It's something that you would have gotten a kick out of. I just forgot what it was. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember. I forgot. Gosh, what was it? Oh my gosh, I forgot what it was. Crap. Oh well. Lord, please bring it to my remembrance. Whatever it was supposed to be pretty good. I'll figure it out. Oops. No. Huh. Go all the way back here and do. I think whatever it was pretty epic. Versus being ugly epic. Okay. Now we're going to get in. Do I have these other guys here? I think it had something to do with the game jam, dude. That's what I think it had something to do with. I just can't remember what it was.
So I started doing some investigation, really trying to understand God. As
But Dave, I will tell you this: is that I have another show that I'll be producing. I haven't decided on the output quite yet. It might be a week, might be every other week. But I think you'll really, really appreciate it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got a bunch more people to go here. I was looking at my illustrations here and making sure that I had the right amount of people. Yeah, okay. Pretty white girl. But like the new show will be a lot like, I don't know if you've ever seen any of those, like, well, actually no, the Sermon Jams I showed you before, yeah, those are where I wanted them to be like, but I'm gonna put my spin on it, as you do, and go from there. But did I tell you about the guy who? Yeah. I think I was sending you play-by-play when that guy. No, that wasn't you. That was somebody else. But there's a prophetic artist who actually healed my neck. Through the power of the Holy Spirit. But he healed my neck, dude, and just by like doing a picture on a whiteboard in real time. And he just began to like erase lines and then like colored the spinal column with red, saying that it was the blood of Christ and everything. And like my neck was like 90% better. Then I had to like just let the Holy Spirit just kind of work instead of me trying to. I do this thing where I try to maintain my healing for some reason, and it's dumb, and I shouldn't do that. That's just something that I struggle with, you know. But like when I just kind of let go after that, 100%, you know. But I'm wanting to do that, but I want it to be like video, where you can get a healing or a encouragement or whatever it is by looking at the animation I'm going to be doing or whatever it is, you know. So that's super exciting, but I might mess that up a couple of times before I actually really learn how to do it, you know, properly. But yeah, dude, it's pretty crazy stuff. Like I got healed by a guy doing a live stream on Facebook. Yeah, okay, that was you. I didn't know whether it was you or some other people I was talking to. I was talking to like maybe 3 other people when that happened. So I thought that I had, but I wasn't 100% sure. Where is the doggone peoples that I'm looking at? Long guy. There you go, long guy. There we go. I think you'll like the show a lot. I think it'll be pretty cool. What were they thinking? What were they going through? And that experience, getting the context of the Bible, culture of the Bible, changed. And so now, I make sure that when somebody walks away from me, they get exactly what God was saying. Personal motto is, I don't bring God to the people. I bring the people to God. Shazam. Okay. I'ma watch. His name is Ruben Aurelio? I think is what it is. But you had the link to his stuff, so I already said that to you. I know I did. Looking back, I know I did that now.
What I do is try to elevate your understanding so you think more like God. Because that's a better place. If you think like God, then my job is easier.
I can't remember which graphic I used for the hater. Someone chimed in on the other chat. What up? Man, my man over here had a full conversation. That's good. I like when people are engaging with other people. Cool. my hater has hit me back up. I don't think so. This is on the Watch Me Work thing. So, Dave, I have a hater, and mind you, this is on the Christian forum, right? And he hates what I'm doing because he thinks that what I'm doing is that I'm like playing the sympathy card for black people or whatever it is. So he won't watch any of it. He doesn't know anything about it. He just knows that, you know what I'm saying, that he hates it without actually doing any type of work in terms of, you know, investigating or looking at it or whatever. You know, refuses to do that, but has decided that he hates it. So every time I post on Christian game developers on that particular page, he hits me back up with some kind of, you know, like GIF or meme or trolls me or whatever, you know what I'm saying. So right now we're trolling back and forth. Like you see the Superman pic where he's like Superman's looking around, he's like, joke, where's the joke? And then I just, you know, said this right here and I did the circle game to him. So but like, so I'm gonna have some fun with it because I can't even respect that, right? I can't respect it when yeah, I can't respect it when when someone is like hating on something that they don't know anything about. Like, I can't respect that. So at this point in time, we're just gonna troll each other back and forth and just have a good time with it, you know? So I don't think he hates me. I think he hates what I'm doing. So but he doesn't understand what I'm doing, nor is making an attempt to understand that. So therefore I'm just like, okay. So it's pretty funny. I think I need to bring in. Gosh. Okay, I need to look over here. Oh, it's almost time to go. Actually, Dave, are you part of the CDGC Artist Edition? Because if you're not, I would highly recommend that you do that because it's about artists. No, I don't. I'm sorry. I really am sorry, dude. Like, you're like a real boo-boo head. Supposed to be grandma? I don't know who that. I think it's supposed to be grandma. That's weird. Anyway, hopefully grandma will look more like grandma when when I actually at the actual graphic in there, because grandma doesn't sound like a grandma. Grandma's just kind of like, oh, grandma's kind of cute. It's like, wait a minute, that should never come out of anyone's mouth. Okay, looking for kind of racist. Here we go. There's kind of racist. No. Ah, doggone it. It's all your fault, David. It's your problem. Okay, let's try that again. What the? Okay. Oh, Bob Saget! Right. Grandma is best girl. Disturbing. All right. Go. All right. Excellent. Okay, so I have him, her. I need to get this thing out. Stop effing around. I'm only launching like, next month. So. Maybe I need to get you one of your songs in here so you can teach me about like legal and things like that. No, we're not speaking Grandma Waifu's into existence. No. I do need to go over one of your tracks in here. Have a good feeling it's gonna be pretty popular, probably in all the wrong ways, but popular nonetheless. So. Yep, the line has been crossed. Oh, this is for the new show right here. Yeah, you'll get it. So it'll be pretty neat. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, it's about that time, but I'm definitely going to finish up the rest of this right here because I want to. That might be all that I've done. Her. Okay, so that guy, that. I think that's all that I've done so far. So need to do a lot more. Need to quit tripping. So I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more. Yeah. In the actual game itself. Or either that or we need to do a veil break thing. I don't know which one it is, but you know, because one of my buddies, he really wants one of his tracks in the game. That's been his dream. So like, I remember like doing a Kickstarter campaign. He got like $400 for the dream of having his material in a game, and like I was like, oh wow, that means he really wants that. So just remembering that from the Kickstarter and never forgetting that, really, I want to go ahead and give him that opportunity to do that, definitely. Hopefully you won't regret it in terms of which game he's attaching himself to. No, it should be fine. But I want to have guest artists on there, you know, but I don't know what to do in terms of legal. Like, I know that I'm not going to do anything crazy, but at the same time, too, like, who cares what I say at the end of the day? And the homeboy level doesn't really cut it throughout generations, you know what I'm saying, or throughout time. So, because for all I know, I could lose my freaking mind. I'm humble enough to admit that. So, you know, yeah, I'll do that. But just like, you know, either doing a song together or putting one of your tracks in there that, just to be in the game and everything, you know, simply because, you know, I want my friends and people who actually like music, who actually do music, to, you know, get on. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's some kind of little small piddly little release, you know, at least it's something, you know what I'm saying, to where, you know, you get some more recognition, you know what I'm saying, either a little bit or a lot of it. It's still moving the needle forward either way. So, you know, because I do want to have an album out for the game as well, and that'd be really cool to have features on there and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all that done so far. Okay, don't need to do him faster. So I probably need to be doing. We'll do 3 a day, and then after that we get them pumped out by the end of the week, which is not too much. You saw how quickly I did the 2 here, so it's not a big deal at all. And then there's like one final scene I need to do, and then after that, pretty much off to the races. The game functions pretty darn well, so that's simply that. I'm excited for it. I'm kind of scared at the same time because I'm like, oh my gosh, the game's coming out, and I haven't done well with rejection in the past, and you know, different personality types do better with criticism and rejection than other ones do, and unfortunately, one of my personality types is the fact that, you know, I don't do super well with things like that. So, but we'll figure it out. It won't be the big deal. But right now, I'm just trying to make something and freaking release it. So if there's any type of suggestions about, you know what I'm saying, doing something more with that, or releasing White Simulator, coming and then like bundling those 2 games together eventually, or whatever, then I might do that. But like, I don't want to work on this for the rest of my freaking life. I want to just yeah, I really want to just have this thing up and going. Be making characters. Yeah. I really want to just move into. I don't know, dude. I wanna be in a team where I can just kind of work on my art and then not have to worry about much anything else. I want to be like the director of it in terms of the art and the story and things like that, you know. And then it's like make art and not have to worry about programming the doggone thing or whatever, you know. So that's kind of what I want to get into later on. So after this one, I might move on from like trying to code it myself because I'm so limited in that in terms of experience and understanding what it is that it just doesn't make a lot of sense for me to like, pursue that anymore. Because that's not where my passion is. My passion really is in the concept of the games and doing the art and the story around those games too, and the music too. So I want to do like a large chunk of it, but I don't want to do like the engineering part of it because I'm not much of an engineer, to be frank with you. Not at least not right now. I could be, but I don't know. I don't know if that's where my passions lie in terms of being a good engineer. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. What I'm really wanting to happen, I'm really wanting some Let's Players, some streamers to play it because I think that would be freaking hilarious. Freaking hilarious. I really want PewDiePie to play it. I know that sounds like, you know, like a grandstanding type of thing, but I specifically want him to play it because I want to like give him his own trophy and give him a certificate. So if you beat the game, you know, then you get a certificate of blackness, and I just want to be able to send it to I want to be able to send him a copy of blackness, you know what I'm saying, so I can print it out. So it's like, see, I'm not racist, you know, I have this particular blackness. So if there's someone that calls you a racist, PewDiePie, you just do that. Yes, I want to be doing release, obviously. Sorry. Release is like my magnum opus, basically. It's what I want it to be. That's why I'm even making Black Simulator to begin with. I'm just taking the however much money it makes, I'm just taking that and putting it towards the development of release, really. And that's why I want to make these mini games. They're supposed to be mini games, but because of fear and a bunch of other stuff, you know, that I keep on holding back on, you know, they're not coming out soon enough. But I want to make like a Black Simulator, a White Simulator, and I might even make a Christian Simulator or something like that, you know, or Holy Ghost Simulator or something. but I really want to make these kind of, you know, interesting, unique games that have a big, you know, cultural or social commentary on them, you know, to be able to look at them objectively, because at the end of the day, I'm a believer in Christ. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I care about my kingdom. I care about the kingdom of God, but ultimately, you know, I'm not really, you know, I'm not on either side of the fence. I'm part-time everything else. I'm part-time black, I'm part-time conservative, and part-time whatever else, you know what I'm saying, you want to call me, so I don't care. So I want to be able to like give commentary in that perspective of someone who just does not have a dog in the fight. I just don't, you know. I'm like, this side is dumb this way, this side is dumb this way. You're both dumb together, and then have that be it. That's it. So anyway, but I will always be release is always in the front of my mind more than like anything else. I'm almost glad that I can start over another engine, because like the game can be so much more than it was before. Spiritually, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning now about the visual arts in terms of, you know, doing some interesting things visually with what you see and what the Holy Spirit can do visually too. Like, you know, visual jutsus. The Holy Spirit can do. I'm just kind of like, when I get my neck healed, you know, looking at a picture during a live stream, like, oh my gosh, this is opens up a whole other dimension, man. So, but yeah, release is always on the front of my mind, because that needs to change and mature Christian culture, and that's what I got to do, because that's what I'm called to do. So this stuff is fine. I want to make money with stuff, you know, but ultimately I'm called to the church, and that's where I want to be concentrating most of my efforts at. It's gonna make a lot of people mad, but I don't care. Not in the face of what's to be gained and lost in the kingdom, you know what I'm saying? I can't care. So I just want to let you be aware of that, Dave. I don't want anyone to ever think that I want to be giving up on release or whatever, you know what I'm saying? No. I'm just faster at doing music, writing, and art. Really, no, release is going to be in the Eden engine, the one that Ryan Vanderdyk made to create Citizens of Earth, the indie game that came out a couple of years ago. It looks very Earthboundy, but that game plays very, very similarly. So he's kind of just use my engine and just like do some favors for me, and then I'll be that. So I'm just like, okay. There's some drawbacks with that, but in terms of like learning what his stuff is. So like his stuff is programmed like C++. But it's manageable enough to actually make it, you know what I'm saying? So I've done some tweaking with it and things like that. I need to get back into it, you know, pretty badly, but so I'm almost forgetting everything that I learned from it. Yeesh. But yeah, so that's pretty much it in terms of release news that I got going on. But the money that's being made from the Patreon is going towards the art and everything, or the coloring specifically, you know. So, like, I'm just to affirm in Patreon people, I'm so protective. yeah. I'm so protective of the Patreon account, you know. That I'm kind of like, I don't care if I'm out on the street butt naked and starving. If my wife and I are butt naked on the street starving, I will not touch it. It is, because it's not my money like that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not my money, period, ever. But it's not my money to be, you know what I'm saying, misappropriating it or bartering from it or something stupid like that. Like, nah, no, this is going towards this. And that's it. Period. Ever. So that's just a thing that I locked down, you know what I'm saying, for you guys. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool engine. It uses C++ as its base, and it can be ported to anything, like anything, like anything, and you know, and it uses tiled on top of it too, so it's pretty interesting little engine, you know. So it's cool, but it's not like, you know, like Unreal or anything like that, you know. It takes a little bit of know-how to actually know how to work it. So I'm trying to learn C++ on top of that too. So, but I might just be like, this is what I need, this is what I want. Can someone help me out with this? Because I'm just, like I said, I don't have a passion for engineering. I have a passion for story and art and music and all the artistic stuff. That's where my area is at. I've only I know, right? It's just kind of perfect. Because I asked God about it when I saw, because I was like, God, do you want me to do this? Because I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to manage the engine. It's going to be awful, you know, and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, God's like, nope, I want you to do this. I'm like, fine. I'll be the Christian. I can make a Christian game in an Eden engine. So, which is where I met the guy at, you know what I'm saying? I met Ryan at the Christian Game Developers Conference, you know, so that was pretty cool to meet him there, you know. I got to meet the guy from Myst there also, the guy you did Myst. Oh, I'm forgetting his name right now. But I got to meet him at CDGC also. So, like, Dave, you should like come this year. You should come out this year. I know it's short notice and everything, you know, because well, not that really. It's 6 months. But yeah, like, it's pretty intense stuff. So you'd love it. I might not be able to go this year around. I'm not quite sure. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the Lord does. But I would strongly suggest you go out there. The connections are great. The whole thing is great. I love it. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. I'm going to get to a phone call here. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys for Sheezy My Kneesies. You can find out links in the description below about how to support me if you're on Twitter. I mean, not Twitter. Doggone it. If you're on Twitch, keep on calling Twitter Twitch. They both start with the TW. You're on Twitch. Thanks for joining me. If you smell what the Rock is cooking, then subscribe to my Twitch channel. And just so you know, Dave, the CDGC is... It might be in either July or August. It's more than likely going to be in July. June or July, something like that. But just take a look at it. Just go to the forums, take a look at it on there, and then you'll be... And then you'll just know. You'll just know. So, but that's my time. Thanks, Dave McGee, for hitting me up on the stream. Your support's always awesome. Hopefully we'll be able to make some music this doggone time around. And hopefully too, I'll be able to actually show you this new show coming out. You know, it might be pretty amazing. It might be pretty epic by the time I'm done making it. So that's my goal. My goal is to do something really, really amazing. But anyway, guys, love you, Dave. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.